సార్ అంటే రెండు మెథడ్స్
There are two methods. So what is the problem I am saying here is when you're going to roto paint or clean up the footage in a manual manner, you have to match the 45th frame to first frame, right? So see what I have done here when I'm going to here. So when I want to paint it, so I have to take the BG information 45. Here when I'm trying to match it, it is not matching at all. See? So I have to make it manual terms and scaling things to match with the source. So there is a little toughness is there. Guys, everybody's here now?
Yes.
Okay. So just let me clear about the clean plate process. Then I'll go to ball recreation. Okay. Okay, guys. So guys, did you understand this painting node? How I clean plated this? How I make this?
Yes, sir.
So in this, I have done 45th frame modifications to match with the first frames. So when it comes to freezing methods, like camera stabilization methods, by default, there won't be movement in the stabilization part. There won't be movement in the footage itself. See? So there is no movement at all. The movement of background is purely dead. Now, by using this, when I go to like roto paint, the first frame, I can freely add it here, 45th frame. See? So is there any requirement to match the footage? It's already matched. See, guys? So it's already matched because of the stabilization of the tracker. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So because of the stabilization method, the footage is already stabilized and matched by itself. So by using the stabilization method, I can just paint it out without hustle of a matching or anything. See, the maximum footage I have covered here. Then after that, the same method, which you can recreate the invisible area. How I made this. I have taken this. The same method. I just created the leaf here. I'm just continuing the texture. See? So this and this are almost same. There might be some texture differences, but almost clean plate is almost same, right? So I can use this also as a clean plate. So this is one method of clean plate. This is one method of clean plate. By doing the older type of clean plate method, you have to match the 45th frame by scaling it down on rotation with the footage. When you go for the stabilization process, no need to match or no need to work most of the efforts for the clean plate process. So you can use this also, like same method will work here. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So is there anybody have doubts on the stabilization method? So first I have tracked the footage, which area I want to be stabilized. Then I have used this tracker to stabilization control so that the footage is freezed in this particular area. Whatever the frame you want to make a clean plate, you have to make sure the reference frame also be the same. Okay? Then only you will get the full information of the footage. Then you will go for the regular continuity, which you usually do. Okay, ma? So now we have made the clean plate done ready. Then now I am going for the to recreate the ball. So 12th frame, I have information. So I just wanted to freeze the footage in a 12th frame. 12th frame, and I want to cut it down the ball shape. So Control Shift, Control Alt, click the point, Control Alt, select the point, add the point, select all, Z to smoothen the roto shape, Z. So select Z, smooth the shape, select Z, select Z. So now I have taken the shape of this, just cropping it down with our older ways. See, I got the ball. So now I want to replace this ball over this footage. So I'm just taking another merge node, creating it as a background. I want to overlap it as a foreground information. Now, when you see this, you have a ball overlapped on the footage. Guys, can you hear this? Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
So to make the ball fall naturally as it is, guys, please hold for some time. Okay. What I'm saying? Yeah. The footage is freezed here. So anybody has doubt on this information? Why it is on overlapping the footage? Anybody has doubt?
Yes.
Does anybody have this pipeline? I have just taken the footage from the input, just freeze the whole frame, 12th frame, where I have the full shape of the ball, and just cropped it down in the 12th frame by masking it out with the old method of cropping it down. And after cropping the footage, I have just overlapped in the after the merge where I have done clean plate here. So here, 12th frame is this original range. I am just adding the multiply node. So this multiply node always used for the opacity animations. Opacity animation means if I added this and I have controlled this, see, I can just animate its opacity. Okay, defaultly this value will be 1. So what I am trying to do here, 12th frame, I need this value. I'm just clicking right click on this area and setting a keyframe. So 12th frame, it has a 100% visibility. 13th frame, I have ball information in the input itself. So I don't want it. So I'm just making it as a 0. See, now previous frames only the ball information will be there. After 12, the ball information won't be here. Got the point?
Yes.
So now what we have to do? Now we have to make a ball animation in our way to complete this frame range. So for this, I am taking just a transform node. Just clicking a T for transform node. 12th frame, I am just adding it. So just select the pivot point to make sure our path is precisely. So I'm just making the pivot point by holding the control key. I'm just making it the center of the ball. Then click a set key on all knobs in the empty area so that every keyframe is animated. Now I'm just moving backward. So just taking the manual movement. See, just I'm matching with. So 13th, 10th frame, there is 11th frame. See, now, see guys, is it okay now? Now ball is coming out of the footage. So now the action match with the ball falling. So here, when you observe here, see, is the ball shape is consistent or is it changing? Is ball shape is consistent or changing by frame by frame? So changing frame by frame, because it is adding a motion information to the ball, right? So up to here, natural information is okay. Before 12, whatever the fake information you have added, the ball doesn't have any motion blur information. See, it's very sharp, guys. So it's very sharp. So we have to add a motion blur information to this. To add a motion blur information, we have to take a node called motion blur. Motion blur 2D. So motion blur 2D is always accompanied by the another node. It's called vector blur. So vector blur. These are the vector blur controls, and this is the motion blur 3D control. So in these two nodes, we have to add default motion information to get the motion blur by system generated. So what is the problem here is the vector blur which you have available in the normal searching process is the very new vector blur information. It has a very new updated controls which will be available for the UV transaction and different purposes. But now with the default conditions, we are going to use the older vector blur information. Older vector blur information means the previous versions controls. This is the updated node. We want the older one. So whenever you want the older sequence, like 10th, there we are using Nuke 13th version, as I have Nuke 13th version I am using. But when you are going to older version, Nuke 10, Nuke 7 may be different controls for the vector blur data. See, select the vector blur name here, Control C, and by coming to the node graph area, press the command X. By clicking the X, we'll get the command mode pop-up menu. Just paste that name here, set OK. Now see, this is the older version vector blur. This is the newer version older vector blur. So this has a very less controls so that we can easily generate the motion blur. So I am taking this. This is the newly updated vector blur. I am not taking this. So this is the reason I am taking the older vector blur information. If you want the vector blur data, first select the vector blur data and copy it name. And by clicking the X in the node graph area, you will have a search menu with a command prompt. Type the vector blur information and click OK. Then you will have a older vector blur information. Then I'm just deleting the newer one. See, just click it. So here we have two pipes of a motion blur information. One is for input source. Second is 2D transform. So the second pipe should have referred what are the tracking information you have done. If you have used any tracker here, you have to use the tracker data to this particular pipe, or else just transform. With the transform only, I have used the movement of the information. So I have just copied the transform and pasted here. Click here. See, when checking the vector blur controls in normal way, what are the values we have here? So can anyone see this? What are the values we have here?
Yes, sir.
So none, RGB, RGBA, alpha, and other layers, right? But actually, by using the motion blur 2D data, we want motion information. When you connect the vector blur directly to the transform, it won't generate any motion information. With the help of only motion blur 2D data only, when you come to this, select here now. See, we have motion information. So by using only motion blur data, we can generate the motion blur by default. So I am just adding the vector blur to the motion blur and click to the motion information. Close. See. Now See? So did you find the motion blur?
Yes, sir.
So this is the help of the motion blur data. Now it will have a motion blur. If you want to reduce the motion blur information, see, when after 12, there is very little motion information is there. But see here, there is extreme version of motion here. When you want to decrease the motion information, you can decrease the values here. See, by default, multiply value will be 1. When it comes to down, the value will be dead. So whatever the value you want to expecting, just click it. If you want to animate this value also, you can click the right click and set key. By using the keyframes, you can animate the motion blur also. See now. Got the point? So this is this dotted box is called the bounding box. We have to cut it down for the format range. That's why I'm just using the reformat here. So this is the total footage which I have planned to work. So guys, do you all understand this concept?
Yes, sir.
So I want you all to be work on this particular footage as I shared this footage also with you in your respected groups. Please download the footage and work by yourself on your own systems and send me the work files. So every single person, there are 11 participants in this group today. Maybe omitting my name, 3, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we can assume 10 people are there. So can I expect every person's work file tomorrow? Please answer. I want everybody's work file by tomorrow. I want to check your everybody's work file. Then only I can go for the next classes. So up to here, please work by yourself and share me your work files. If you have any doubts on this concept or the procedure which I have done, please ask me. I will explain to you.
Sir, I have a doubt in vector, actually not related to this,
Okay.
but actually the vector blur normally in 3D, there is a velocity pass while compositing.
Okay.
So do we use the vector blur in that, or do we need motion blur node for that?
So see, we have a vector blur. If you go for the channel internally, as you are saying,
Yes, sir.
different passes, you have different controls here. You can have different channels. We can add the different channels to generate the motion blur in a different types of types, as you already know, as a compositing thing.
Yes,
So
sir.
here you have only RGBA, and see the motion information also is there. There are a lot more channels we can add it, and by help of the channels we can generate the motion blur also. This is the basic way of generating the motion blur. This is the basic way.
Okay.
So in advanced level, there are a lot more advancements are there. We can use in different ways. So learn this basic generation of motion blur. If you want to add any extra angles for it, angles means sometimes we'll have a directional blur like this. Sometimes we'll have a diagonal directions. So when you want to control by direction by itself, you can also adjust by here also. See? So there are almost basic level of controls are there, which you can no need to struggle by internally. Okay, you can generate any motion blur by directional. You can manually by this process. Just follow this so that you can understand the basic concept of motion blur, how to generate in the system. Then in the advanced level, you can understand what is how to generate the motion blur by the channels itself. Okay. Okay. So is anyone have any doubt on this? Please let me know. So by creating the clean plate, you can generate by normal process also by referencing the frame number and matching with the frame. If you have a problem with matching the 45th frame in a first frame, you can use a tracker to stabilize the footage. When you stabilize the footage, the background movement will dead by itself, so that the footage will play, but the background won't be moved. So in this concept, the clean plate, generating the clean plate is very easy. That's why I have taken this stabilizing process. So for stabilizing process, just choose which frame you want to make the clean plate, make the reference frame the frame you are expecting, then go for the stabilization 1 point or stabilization, anything is okay. I'm going for stabilization 1 point value, and then the footage will be stabilized. Then by taking another roto paint node, you can use a reference frame which you have a open information of the footage. You can clean it up without matching maximum. It as it is a stabilized footage, the matching will almost be done by itself. Then you can create the clean plate, and making the clean plate, just select the area which you want to crop it down and take the overlapping. Then take the tracker, take the reference frame, then give the command of the match move. Then you'll have a match moving information of the background. So by using this, you have to recreate the ball. So to recreate the ball, I have taken the 12th frame full shape of the information. Just freeze the frame hold. Then I have taken the ball. It's freezed. Then I have given a movement with the transform node. So this is a motion blur, vector blur data, as I explained. Then this multiply will be opacity controller, which after 12th, I don't want ball information. So I have just animated the value of ball 12th frame in the 100%, and 13th frame I have make it as a 0, so that I have got the result of the ball falling from the top of the footage. Okay, with the motion blur by itself. So because I have got a bounding box data, which will be disturbance for the format issues, I have just reformatted them finally. Then this was my final output. Guys, any doubts, please let me know. I want every single person's work file tomorrow by itself. Please work it on it. If you understand this concept, you'll have more feature on this paint prep also. Once we complete this, you can go for 3D camera tracking and another subjects. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm expecting everyone's work file and tomorrow by itself, before the class starts. Done? Guys, okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sudarshan, Pranati, Geetika, Harshavardhan, Jayant, Julia, Jennifer,
Yes, sir.
Likith. I'm saying to
Yes, sir.
every single person. Okay,
Yes, sir.
please share
Yes,
your
sir.
footages for tomorrow.
Okay, good.
Okay.